All right, guys, can you hear me? Can somebody give me a sound check, please? That would be super duper cool if that was possible. I'm going to play with this a little bit and see exactly what I really got to look at this and see what is possible. I think that's going to be our best. Nah, well, when the time comes, I guess. I guess this is a good one right here. Can't hear you. Thank you, Hick John, honey. Check. Chris Leroy, good at 5 off. Man, you guys are on the spot. First and foremost, thanks for showing up to the live stream. I haven't done one in quite a while. If you guys didn't know, I just got back to North Carolina from the other property, and I am beat. I don't know if I'm sick or if I just am just beat to death. I'm not sure. A lot of work got done. I want to personally thank my son and his friend, his best buddy named Tiny, who is not tiny at all, but these guys are actually getting pretty fit. They're getting pretty smart about this. Hey, Ian, good to see you guys. Let's go ahead and go down the list right here. I don't see anybody in the Rumble chat, so I'm just going to go down here. Miss Melody, first catitude number 2. Bob Pita, you are deterred. We got Nick playing Rems. It's the end of the world, dude. If we could get away with that on YouTube, that would be pretty awesome. Because unfortunately, you can only do about 5 seconds worth of that before the algorithm goes, "Hey, you didn't pay to use that music," and just shut your stuff down. So, I may move the actual what's being seen right now to another like the NASA channel, so on and so forth. This is an alternative that's just the actual video or the actual cameras that are pointing at stuff. So if you guys didn't know this, that your actual how we see things in America is like we can't see that part of the eclipse yet that they're showing in Matazlan, Mexico. So we can't see that here in the United States just yet. So, and not to be an eclipse nerd, but hey, hello, Nick. Hello, PDS something. My chat is really kind of stupid right now. Be safe out there. Be on the lookout for ISIS along the path. PDM Semper Fi. Hoorah. There we go. And Semper Gumby, bro. Let's see. Ben Sherman. We got Colin. PA's checking in. Chris Leroy. Where we at? Miss Melody. Catitude. Ian. Tina's here. Good to go. Good to see you guys. And of course, Spag. Survive the day of darkness. You know, it's God, man, there's so many. Our freaking president actually did a little, not even 1 minute snippet of him standing out on the balcony of the White House with his glasses on, and he's looking up. And what does he say? What does it say in the captions? It said, basically, don't be stupid. That's the message on this day from El Presidente. Gotta love it, man. Got to love it. Hey, Tony, good to see you. Hey, so guys, here's what we'll do. So this isn't supposed to be official for another 2 hours or something like that. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. So I don't know how long we'll play this out. But from what I understand, obviously we're starting to see it all. And the times are confusing. They keep giving different times for different places. For somebody type in the chat what it's actually called when it's completely blocked out. It's like termination, terminator, maximum equinox, some crap like that. Somebody put that in the comments for everybody to know what we're talking about. Can't post for some destinations. Don't care software that I pay $50 a month to use, which is actually not bad. I think right now they're just showing us the Mexico one because that's the one that's the most totality. There you go. Thank you very much, Ian. Appreciate it. Ian in his big super brain. And if you guys are not familiar, by the way, Spags Unfiltered. You guys go to his YouTube channel. This is what he looks like. He's make sure you do that. Also, if you're not familiar with the Midwest Preparedness Project, you guys should probably look into that. We don't have any stickers yet for Prep Stock, and I won't talk too much about it because I'm pretty sure I've been browbeating people to death about Prep Stock lately, and it's going to continue. If you guys don't have your tickets for Prep Stock, go to prepstock.net and get them. Let's see. All right, so I guess we could talk about some preparedness stuff, some preparedness things, since this was all basically an impromptu. I do have the tinfoil helmet available upon request. The tinfoil Viking helmet is available upon request, but we'll see how that rolls out there. Looks like we got about 28 people here, and maybe a handful of people on Rumble. It's really difficult for me to tell, to be honest with you. Because of the way the things are tabbed out on my machine. And if you do have something to say on Rumble, do me a favor, go ahead and put something in the comments, because your comments do not. I gotta like look on this screen over here because the screens don't. It's not all congealized, brought into the middle of stuff. For me to watch and use. Okay, so as far as preparedness related stuff, oh, I forgot to tell you guys, I just secured. I'm going to get it out to the Patreons first, but then I'm going to get it to everybody else. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. Yes, Window Liquor showed up. The sky is falling. We're all gonna die. Because I've never ever, like when I was a kid, ever looked through the box at the pinhole to see the eclipse. No, I never did that, and somehow I survived. And and I actually looked at the sun once and didn't die. And so it's been a pretty awesome life. Clearly today we're all gonna die. Kernerville, Texas looks like it has started in the United States. We have penetration. We're trying to make that half C, I guess, is what we're calling it. Let's see here. Hicktown Honey says, how do we prepare for the giant earthquake we're supposed to get? Well, right now, if you're asking that question, then it's a little too late for you. And of course, that I'm joking, but obviously don't be inside of buildings. I mean, and it's like, we're not going to get no damn earthquake. That's just insane. If you guys actually watch, what is the name of his channel? What's the name of the channel that I post in the Discord for the weather, about the space weather? The guy, he does a video every single morning, and he has scientifically proven that solar storms directly affect the Earth and actually cause earthquakes. So if you guys can remember that, do me a favor, put that name in the chat. And your solar panels might the most that will happen is maybe your solar panels might not work as good. Yes, Window Liquor. By the way, if you didn't catch, this whole solar thing is just a community event full of sarcasm. We all know we're not going to die. If you didn't pick that up by me talking about how I looked into a box when I was a kid and didn't die because I watched. That's how we did it back then. I can tell you that if you are planning on looking up at the sun and not burning out your retinas, that you should, looks like your glasses should conform to ISO 12312-2. I've also heard about something about 6,000 or 3,000 or something like that is the actual like density. They say that basically all you really have to do is just hold the glasses up and look through them. And if you can see light coming through them, then they're fake. So just an FYI, ISO, if your glasses are not ISO 12312-2, then you're going to go blind. All right, see, I have a welding helmet ready. Okay, well, yeah, that will probably work. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, yes, that will work. Just you're going to go out in public and wear your welding. That's what people should have done today. They should have been like, hold on. I need to get rid of that setting up. Clearly, we're not setting up anymore. We're gonna turn that off. Oh, that's right. That's what I was telling you guys. For you guys distracted me with all this, the sun and dying and earthquakes and stuff like that. So I've talked about this in the last video. I've got to that point where we'll have to really start thinking about protecting yourself, and not from the offensive, but the defensive. And that would mean body armor. Okay. Also, protecting yourself after the shoot, where you're actually like, hey, I just pulled the trigger on somebody. What do I do now to stay out of jail and to, excuse me, too much. I had nachos, too many nachos, and to make sure that I'm not like, I don't start giving information away to law enforcement that will eventually put me in jail. And so I'm really looking at it from those two particular things, because up to this point, we've always just basically talked about, hey, make sure that you're proficient with your firearm, make sure that you understand the laws in your state, We always try to stay away from that whole how to do it thing because of liabilities. So that's always been on you guys. But after that, it's like, okay, so once you get into a gunfight with somebody, there's a very good chance that you're going to get shot, So maybe you need to start thinking about some body armor. So what I did, let me make this long story short. So what I did is I reached out to some of the major body armor companies in the United States. I wanted to make sure that it was actually a good company. They're rated highly by the Better Business Bureau, that they have a track record, that they're not some fly-by-night company, and then actually talk to the president of the company. So what I did was I actually got up with a body armor company. I won't tell you who they are just yet. I will tell my Patreons first, as usual, so that they, basically this is what they pay for. This is what they give me $3 a month for, so that they can get this information before anybody else does. Anyway, so I actually talked. The president of the company is going to create a code, and that code will give you 10% off of their body armor that you wear underneath your clothes. It's state of the art. It is high tech as hell, and it's less than $500. Now, when you start talking about, and we're not talking about plate carriers, we're talking about the stuff you wear underneath your clothes that you could wear underneath like a dress shirt or something like that. It's very super high tech. I think right now what they're calling the skin Mark IV is it's like $399, and I talked him into giving us a 10% discount. So that's kind of significant. That's kind of significant. So I wanted to make sure that you guys knew that was coming. I had made a video earlier talking about the significance of these particular things, and that I didn't really want to talk about it until I had actually talked to the president, and I actually did that about an hour ago. So, I mean, talk to the president of that company, not El Presidente, because that would have been like, that'd have been a big gibberfest, Let's see here. I'm sitting on the porch. Hicktown Honey says, I'm at home sitting on the porch with my welding helmet and a drink. Good for you, girl. That's great, man. That is actually great, man. I looked in the mirror and said Candyman 5 times and nothing happened. Well, we know that you're lying, Winter Liquor, because we know that you cannot count past 4. Okay? So, good try. Let's see here. We got Billy King. Hello, my friend. Good to see you, bro. Winter Liquor, you were smart. You were so smart. Let's see here. This is Boy Scout, Texas Patriot Biker. Gotcha, Billy. Hey, good to go, man. Good to go. Yeah. I like it. Yeah, I was like, but no. Was that, or was that the Respect the Beard guy? Somebody's got a bug out trailer. No, they're calling it their inch trailer. Inch in case I'm never coming home. And he's like, it's like inch trailer, solar plan activated or something like that. I was like, what the hell is going on here? Like I never got a reply, I don't think, but it's like, no, let's not take this. Let's not take this once a decade, I'm sorry, 20 years, too seriously. Is that you? That's you, Billy? Are you talking to me are you using the YouTubes on your sat phone out there on the hidden tundra, on top of your trailer? That's what I do. Oh, this coffee's good. Oh, that coffee's good. I got to tell you guys, I don't feel, I actually got up in the morning. I did all my morning chores, got everybody out the door, sat down, ate a little bit of breakfast, and just started feeling bad. Even my girlfriend said that I didn't look great. So I might have caught some kind of bug while I was out there driving to North Carolina. Let's see. Billy says it was about training. Yeah, I mean, I thought that's what it was. I thought that's what it was, but got to be sure. Got to be sure. I got to keep keep an eye on the mental status of my followers at all times. We don't want you guys going overboard. Someone said this and someone said that, and next thing you know, they find your body in the middle of nowhere, right next to all your supplies. Can't have that now. Can't have that. But hey, I think that's great that you were doing some kind of training associated with this. it was serendipitous. What do we got here? Torreon, Mexico, huh? Well, still, but they were showing the Dallas. It had just started in Dallas. So apparently they have cameras everywhere. But anyway, so I'm really jazzed about this armor company, guys. The next people that I'm going to be working on are an actual not an insurance company, because I mean, I was really, over the last few months, I've been doing a lot of research on these, like I hate to say their names, but just so you know, it's like USCCA. There's a couple other ones out there. There's actually it actually is a huge industry. I had no idea there were so many companies that were like offering this defensive shooting insurance, and I just had no idea, right? And between Google and the different websites that talk about this, that are like collect information from people, I pretty much came to the assumption that this is just insurance. And in some states, it's not even legal, and it's more like a membership plan. And then come to find out that all of their plans, because there's a simple law that says that insurance, you cannot be insured for criminal acts. Okay, ACTS, not acts, criminal acts. And it's like, okay, so the cops arrest you, you get charged with a criminal act. Does the insurance apply? Apparently, there's been a couple of companies out there that have been dropping people. Yeah, that's kind of scary. That is kind of scary, because if your insurance that you're paying $30, $40, $50 a month for, in case something goes wrong, decides they want to drop you, that's a problem. That's a problem. And what I also found out too was that there was this actual what do we call it? Firm, an actual law firm that offers this type of protection instead of insurance. They're literally just cutting the middleman out, because the idea is that the insurance will either pick a lawyer or tell you to pick a lawyer, and you're like, I don't know. So you know what I'm saying? These are actually like lawyers, and they're actually going to provide, they're actually going to find the lawyer for you who is a freaking killer. And I'm just absolutely amazed. So I'm still in the process of negotiating with those guys. But I've just got, last Friday, I actually got the code to save you guys some money. I'm not an affiliate. So it's strictly just like a code that saves you money if you sign up for their service. And from what I can tell, these guys are the magic. These guys are, what the kids are saying today, these guys are fire. No joke. I do like the fact that the guy who runs the firm is a former Marine. He is like, oh my God, he's like the guy that my cousin Vinny freaking would like hire to go like cut people out and stuff, It's absolutely amazing, Let's see. You're going to the chat here. Window Liquor says, read the fine print. Most of the insurance companies don't cover you. They are scamming. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say they're scamming, Window Liquor, because I personally know of people who did have some of these companies, and they were in shoot no shoot situations, and the companies did give them what the customer was paying for. But unfortunately, there are some other ones that they didn't. And I don't like that. I think that's a problem. I think that's a serious problem. It's like, so if all the insurance companies are following the same formula, which apparently they are, that and there's, say, 3 bad things in their contract that lets them out of all sorts of stuff, right? But then you find this one law firm, and there's only like 1 thing in their contract. You know what I'm saying? It's the lesser of 2 evils. It's the better deal. You know what I'm saying? I've also found that you actually get what you pay for, because some of these contracts with monthly fees, they're extremely low, but it's like they promise you a handful of things, but not really how to make it all happen. But then you pay them a little bit more money, and then they make all, it's like all of that stuff plus this, and then you get like, they make it easier for you. And obviously then there's the elite plan or whatever they want to call it. It's basically if you fall down, somebody picks you up, that kind of thing. But I really, this actual law firm that does this, I'm really jazzed to be working with them. So I will be getting those videos out probably this week. The first one I'm going to do is about the body armor, because I think that it's important that we do this in sequence, that we think about things, because having that insurance is great. But hey, oh, by the way, if you don't live through the situation, because you've never been in a gunfight and you're not as calm as you think you really are going to be, which happens every stinking time, unless you're a sociopath, then it's not going to matter, because let's just say you don't want to get shot. That's what I'm going to tell you, and if you do, then you should have some form of protection. And this stuff is super lightweight. It's like James Bond type shit. It's absolutely amazing. So let's see here. Billy King, 100%. Basically, your prepaid law representative is way better than firearms. Absolutely, 100%. Put on your iron-proof suits, boys, or your ion-proof. What's up, Minority Reporter? I don't recognize you. Good to see you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you see more of this stuff. Let's see here. Need satellite weapon protection. Paint everything blue. Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny, because I mean, I'll be honest with you. That's some conspiracy shit right there. So do me a favor, in the chat, if you believe that painting your roof blue will save you from energy weapons, type 1. If you do not, type 2. Go ahead. It's a great subject. I only put this on for special occasions, guys. And I still have that other one someplace else, the actual like helmet. But yeah, if you believe that you can protect your house from your property or whatever from energy weapons by painting your house blue, your roof blue, type 1 in the chat. If you do not, type 2 in the chat. There's 35 of you in here. Get busy. Hicktown Honey, you do not believe that crap. You were pulling my chain. Blue roof and a Tesla plasma generator to block the waves. Oh my God, that's too funny. They're coming in. So we got some people that believe certain things. We got some people that don't believe certain things. And that's the way it's always going to be, guys. It's always going to be like that. You know what I'm saying? So here's the thing. Let's just say I have experience targeting pods. Let's just say that fictitiously old LP has played with some things that people would only see in movies. And if I pointed at something and I lock onto that something and I push a button or I squeeze a trigger or I give a command, that something is the target, and that something will likely disappear, regardless of what color it is. It is a total fallacy to believe that the color of your roof will protect you somehow from a directed energy weapon. It will not diffuse the energy. It will not deflect it. Energy is energy. So for those of you that typed 1, time to take the tinfoil hat off. It's that easy. Plasma can block it. Do you know how much energy has to be generated to have any kind of active plasma? I'm gonna go and take this off now, guys. I'm gonna take this off now because we're gonna be in reality for a while, and I think it's important. I think it's important because see, I just look like this, guys. this is a persona. I mean, I really am a prepper. I really do like have all this stuff. I really do all these things, you know. But I had a life before all of that that was very, very, very different, you know. Okay, so orgone generated? No, orgone just used to hold the plasma in place. Let's see. Will a big mirror work to shine the laser back at the end? Okay, well, so that's just it. See, it's not a laser; it's energy. Okay, guys, that's what I'm trying to tell you. So if you direct energy at something, it's going to have an effect on that something. As long as you're not CIA, yeah, no, I hate, you know, guys, I hate this. Don't even get me started, man. Don't even get me started about this 3-letter organizations. Never. Well, we'll just say that I probably worked with them in the past, but yeah, no, nothing like that. Let's see here. So what's going to now that we've totally debunked the whole blue roof thing? Well, you're going to believe what you're going to believe. Yeah, let's see here. But silver is my color. I'm going to keep it. There you go. Good to go, Hicktown, honey. Let's see here. So what's another thing we can talk about here that's prepper related? I haven't done this in a while. You know, we used to when I first started doing this, we used to Stump the Prepper over there on TikTok, and you know, people just they'd ask the question, boom, ask the question, boom, and I was just knocking these things out of the park. I haven't done that in some time. So if we want to play Stump the Prepper, now would be the time to do it. Also, the more active you guys are in the chat, the more people will show up here. Zombie Comet. Oh man, I don't want to put on that freaking hat again. That one is way out there, Minority Reporter. That one's way out there. You know, that's some Rick Grimes shit right there. Let's see here. Window Licker says, so you would need a Faraday cage your house to protect you from a laser? No, guys, stop using the term laser. It's a directed energy weapon. Okay. It's energy. Okay. It's the laser, you know, basically the term laser is just from the light that it may or may not generate. Okay. But it's actually energy. And that's how you have to think about it. Let's see here. Get the card game. Oh, that's a tough one. Get the card game, man. All right. Where are we at here? WROL. We got the card game. We got the card game, guys. Without the rule of law. Whoop, there it is. Right. Burp, burp, burp. Let's see. We're gonna pull this sucker out. I've got some that I have read, but we're gonna pull some. Let's pull. It's like 3 decks. It comes in 3 decks. Do is only stopped by tinfoil. Please, geez. It's the only way to pause. Let's see. So how would we direct the energy weapons back? Man, you're starting to go. That's a rabbit hole you're going down there, Window Licker. That is a major rabbit hole, and honestly, no fun at all. You don't want to be that guy, do you? You don't want to be the no fun guy. All right, so let's see here. I think we did this. What was this? Scenario 1, Scenario 2, Scenario 3, Scenario 4. I don't understand. Are these all scenarios? Okay, so yeah, this is all. They're kind of mixed up together. I think we did like scenario 1 or 2 some months ago. Let's see scenario number 3. Bank run. Bank run. All right. So you know what? I'm going to have to get my glasses. Hold on. All right. Oh, let's see here. People are selling blue roofs. I can create a product to also sell. Dude, hey, go for it, man. Go for it. If it means making some math, you know, if you want to sell those blue roofs to the people who are worried about that, party on. And oh, by the way, you know what? It's just a metal roof. Metal roofs are good, so just sell the damn thing. All right, so this one is dated for November 2030. On November 10th, 10 November, yes, Marine Corps birthday, 2030, In the anxious atmosphere of Orlando, Florida, during a severe bank run, you are a small business owner who relies on a line of credit from your local bank. To keep your business afloat, you could withdraw your entire line of credit to ensure your business survives. But doing so hastens the bank's collapse and harm other customers. What factors influence your decision to either withdraw your credit or leave it in the bank? And how do you weigh your responsibility to your own livelihood against the potential harm to others? Man, that's a pretty crazy question right there for just to be talking about here on the old frickin' on the boob tube, you know. So what's the answer? What's the answer? Do you take out your entire line of credit and basically hasten the bank crash to protect you and your business, or do you come up with a different plan? So go ahead and put your answer in the chat. You know what? Let's make it easy. Type the letter 1 if you take it all out, or type the letter 2 if you have a different plan. Let's make it easier for you. Doomsday products are hot. Yeah, they are to an extent. They are to an extent Minority Report. I mean, I think that it's important to remember that you shouldn't, now that we're kind of, we just had this ethical question, maybe we should start talking about some preparedness business ethics, because, you know, I have always been, I sometimes I get sucked into, I make bad decisions about products because it's like, why do I need a $300 knife? I don't. No one needs a $300 knife, you know. And so the alternative is to buying one of the cheapest knives you can buy. You're an El Cheapo, you use it, you bang on it, you do whatever you're going to do with it, right? But in the end, you find out that maybe you should have just a little bit better knife. So you end up, you go from one extreme to the other, okay? And it's important to learn to make that decision quicker, because you basically end up spending money that you didn't want to spend anyway. All right. And then you end up buying that product. And so if that product, say that product's a $200 knife, right? And then you're like, I'm not spending $200 on well, I'm going to go to Walmart and buy the $20 knife, which I actually kind of really like. And I'm going to spend the $20. Okay. And then that $20 knife isn't super duper great, and you really aren't completely happy with it, or it fails you. And then you got, well, let's get something in the middle. And then you end up spending, $180 on, or $100 something on that knife. Right. And then boop, that money you just spent actually would have equaled or gotten close to the amount of money for the really expensive knife, you know? So will I ever own a $300 knife? No, I will not. Unless somebody gives me one, I will never own a $300 knife. And I don't even know that I'll actually use it, you know? But I'm just using that as an example. So as far as products goes, I always try to find something in the middle, if not even lower tier, because, you know, when you talk about, you have to know the product, you know. Some of the steel coming out of China is the same exact steel that they put in Gerbers. You know what I'm saying? It's the same exact steel that people buy and make these custom knives with. They're using that steel for a certain reason. You know what I'm saying? So it's important to remember those kind of things, because if not, you're just going to get stuck with something you either don't like or can't afford. Let's see here. Minor Report, you're talking a lot here. What do we got here? Let's pass that street. Don't know what that is. Doom's big mark. Quality of steel, cheap steel doesn't hold on edge. Yeah, you know, it really depends. You know, I've had lots of knives. I've had knives that have lasted me 20, 30 years. And you just have to keep sharpening them. It's that easy. You just get them onto a stone, make sure it's a fine stone, and then after you use it, just clean up the edge and then put it away. It's not a big deal. Edge retention is great, but edge retention is only important while you're using the knife. Let's see here. Get the best you can. Exactly. I think that's a good statement, Minor Report. I think that's a good way of looking at it. No one has answered the question. Oh man, I just did something weird here that I don't even know. Something's happening on my computer. I don't know what it is. Hopefully you guys are still there. I don't know. Something weird just happened on my computer. Do me a favor. Can I get a 5x5 out there, guys? I appreciate it. But apparently this card was too hard for your tiny little brain, so I'm going to put it over here. We're going to go on to scenario number 4. If I'm still live, it's okay. So Bob says I'm here. Good to go. All right, so we're going to move on to another one. What do we got here? You know what? I think these are all bank cards. No one wants to do bank runs. Let's see here. Let's go into economic collapse. Let's do that. I'm going to put these in this pile over chair. All right, let's see here. Eclipse got me. The Eclipse got you all hyped up. You're all hyped up on Eclipse water minority report. Dang, I missed the question. Okay, so that's okay. There are boring questions. So I'm going to move on to the next series, which is the economic collapse series. And we're going to go ahead and grab scenario number 1. All right, so scenario number 1. All right, everybody pay attention. Wake the hell up. Here we go. On October 19th, 1987. That's pretty good. I was in boot camp, right? I was in boot camp then. That's when I was in boot camp. During Black Monday in New York City, the stock market crashed, leading to a global financial crisis. You're an executive who knows the company is about to go under, taking thousands of employees' pensions with it. You could illegally divert funds to secure the pensions, but it could cost you your imprisonment. The question is, do you risk your freedom for the employees or follow the law and watch their life savings disappear? I want you to type 1 if you risk your freedom for your employees, and I want you to type the number 2 if you type number 2 if you're going to follow the law and watch their life savings disappear. I see the divert there. Let's see. It's slowly getting darker, and I can't see a damn thing through the cloudy sky. Once in a lifetime, ever. Psh, whatever. Well, I wasn't born yet. Well, that'll happen, Hicktown, honey. That's the circle of life. Let's see. And steal more. So it sounds like you guys would like divert this stuff. And for all you slackers that aren't participating, shame on you. Let's see here. We'll give it another minute. I was 14 in 1987. Yeah, we're not that far apart. I joined the Marine Corps when I was 17, so let's do the math. Looks like Ian and Bob and Hicktown and Catitude. You guys are all gonna risk your freedom and divert those funds to save the money. Save that money. Why do I hear sound? I shouldn't hear any sound coming off of this. Oh yeah, it's just down real low. Can you guys hear the sound from the rip? Can you guys hear the sound? It's like a little like do 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 music. Can you guys hear that sound? Okay, so we're going to move on to the next CAD. I'll be just a little federal time. That's hilarious. Let me see. Let me look and see what the other. Nobody really talks about. It's like sounds like a little jewelry box. I got you. Okay, good. Then you can hear it. That's good. Yeah, I did want you to hear it because they are playing that music here. This is what it sounds like. I'll turn it all the way up. I just wanted you to have a little ambiance. Let me check these other cards and see what these other cards. They're government. All right, you guys will love this. I know you hate the government, so you guys are going to love these cards. All right. All right, let's go here. Government. Card number 1. Government. I'm going to go with, I turned it down so you can hear me because I'm more important. These cards are mixed up somehow. And those are black. That's interesting. Emergency preparedness basics. Oh, I like these. Screw government. I'm going to do these. So these are these questions? They're questions. You guys are good. It's, oh, yeah. Yeah, there we go. So here we go. Emergency preparedness basics. Okay, here we go. What's my phone doing? Making racket over here. Nothing important. All right, so what do we got here? Have you familiar? Shit. 1 second. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so that's question 10. Why are my cards all mixed up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21. I don't know. My cards were all mixed up for some reason. I don't know that it matters, but here we go. Question number 1. What's up, Survival? Who was that? Survival Buzz. Hey, good to see you, bro. Haven't seen you in a while. All right, so scenario number 1. If a sudden, and remember, this is emergency preparedness basics. If a sudden disaster were to strike right now, like that, no. If it were to strike right now, do you have a well-stocked and easily accessible emergency kit with essential supplies such as food, water, medication, and important documents to sustain you and your family for at least 72 hours? That's a tough question for you guys. So if you do, type the number 1. If you do not, type the number 2. Don't be a slacker. The truth never hurt anyone, and that's all we're in search of. If you know who that is, if you know who said that, put their name in the chat. Matter of fact, I'm going to get some coffee. I'll be right back, like 1 minute. Oh, truth, brother. No. Hey, what's up, Ash? No. Okay, so it looks like everybody's got their trash in one bag. That's pretty awesome. Okay. I mean, there's 41 of you in here, so there's not 41 answers. That's for sure. Bunch of slackers. But for those of you that are putting out, I like it. And to answer the question, that was actually said by Marcus Aurelius. Ba-boom. All right, say I'm good for 4 to 5 years, food and water supplies. Thank you. Where do you keep that? Where do you live? Go ahead and type your address in the chat for me, Window Liquor. Okay. I don't have any cough drops, but I'm good to go. All right, so we're gonna go on to question 2. Seems like nobody wanted to say that they didn't. Nobody wanted anybody to know that they didn't have that. Okay, question number 2. Remember, this is basic preparedness. All right, so have you and your family developed a comprehensive emergency plan that outlines evacuations routes, communication methods, and designated meeting points, and have a practice and, excuse me, and have you practiced executing this plan regularly to ensure its efficiency in a real emergency? I see. It's starting. We're still close. If you've got a plan and you've been practicing it regularly type 1 in the chat. We're going to watch this start to happen, even though it's actually Mazatlan. It's not happening here yet, those some bitches. The government already knows. My supplies are located in several locations. Don't keep all your eggs in one basket. Dynamite, do me a favor. I want you to just write down the grid coordinates for that. And just simple lats and longs down to the second. And then I want you to go ahead and fax them to me. All right. So I love the honest plan. I love the honest answers. Catitude, Leroy, and Bob. I love the honest answers. And here's the thing: people I don't want to say they're not taking their preparedness seriously, but they kind of have a wait and find out attitude, and it's very prevalent in the preparedness space, where people believe that they can just throw money at things but have no plan. If you guys weren't following, I think it was actually on X. I was having a conversation with, I think it was not Chaos Mom, but it was like Prepper Mom or something like that. And she had put a post out, and she said that she kind of gets her bags kind of messed up a little bit because I'm trying to find a really good spot for this. It doesn't seem to be where I think it's supposed to be, but I guess this works. And she's like, if I get rid of and I think I talked about this yesterday during that other little 1 minute live stream I did, or that live stream I did on Clapper. It's like, I'm trying to lighten the load. Do I get rid of my hatchet, my fixed blade knife, or my handsaw? And my response was, what's the plan? And it was crickets. So I put some more in there, and I told this person, I'm guessing it's a mom, that if you don't have a plan, the bag means nothing. The bag is there to support your plan. And that's how you should actually build it. So if your plan is to walk into the woods for a period of time, then you probably don't want to get rid of any of that gear. So that was on Discord. I got you. Actually, Chris, I think it started on X, and then I moved it over to Discord because I do remember it was like Chaos Mom or something like that. Let's see. Nobody in my family listens to me. Me, 1, husband, 2. Well, I mean, someone's got to do it. Indiana is just starting to cross. Yeah, they're showing Junction, Texas right now. It's actually a pretty good one. So hopefully the clouds won't burn it out. But I don't think it really matters. Wow, that's kind of cool because of the technology that they're using to watch it on. So, yeah, very interesting. Nashville starting to cover. And then we talked about that on Discord. So yeah, Mazatlan looks like that's going to be the first one that we actually see. I don't know. I mean, it looks pretty straightforward. It may actually be like a really perfect one. I don't know. We'll see, man. You got to watch that that top and bottom edge, and we'll see if it starts to get bigger. You're going to see a lot more stuff here. Catitude says, same here. Have a bag, but no plan to leave. Husband says we're staying. Well, yeah, I mean, and that's okay. And that's absolutely okay, because if that's your plan, then you need to you need to make that bag. So it probably needs to be a little bit more robust. So the weaker your plan, then the more capabilities that you're going to need. It's just that easy. You know what I'm saying? Does it instantly go from a bug out bag to an inch bag? You know, it's really that easy. So just things to think about. There's so many ways to look at it. Some of them right, some of them wrong, some of them are completely indifferent to each other. But for the most part, you need a plan so that you can execute that plan. And then the bag is there to support that plan. Let's see here. So do we all die when the sun and moon perfectly aligned? We're going to find out, Window Lecker. We're going to find out. But here's the thing. It's like, so it'll only be a death ray at Mazatlan, but when it gets to Houston, it'll look different. Then it'll turn into another death ray. I'm really wondering this view of Mazatlan. It's kind of interesting because I really would have expected the edges to grow out more by now. But so that you could actually see all the way around. Even in a total eclipse, you see the edges all the way around. But it almost looks like it's going to completely block out the sun. And honestly, I have not even looked outside yet. I'm going to go ahead and look at this other screen while you guys are doing that. Trying to do 20 things at once is all. Get my package. I may have to walk out of here for a second, but I'll let you guys know what's get my package. Don't be pushy. Come on now, spell check. Let's see here. Live cameras, official website. That's Arlington. Are we crested out? There it is. Look at that. Wow. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. I'm going to have to cut back to that. All right, guys. I got to walk away from the camera real quick. I'm going to make this real big for you. That's what she said. I'll be right back. Okay, so that got taken care of. Oh, too many people. Too many people. Oh, what we got here? I'm staring at the sun. I can't see anything. It's blinding me. Well, I mean, it's kind of cool looking, They say this whole thing lasts like 3 minutes tops. I don't think it's going to last that long. And I was looking for cameras. Live cameras. Here we go. We'll look at Virginia Beach live cams. Virginia Beach. It's places to visit. I don't care about that. I was just seeing there's plenty of sunlight outside right now. Let's do goodness. I'll click on that one. See how dark it is. There we go. Yeah, it's plenty. I'm looking at Arlington area live cameras, and it's still bright as shit outside. So I don't know. What was it? So when was it supposed to like? Is it like 3 o'clock that it's supposed to like hit us? I think that was it. 3 o'clock. And I'm also noticing too, there's 13. So those 13 people that are inside of the watching on Rumble, do me a favor, put something in the chat real quick because it's very weird. There's like nothing in the chat on the Rumble side. So if you're watching on Rumble, do me a favor. If you're watching on Rumble, do me a favor, just hit the number 1 so I know that you're alive and I can say hi to you, that kind of stuff. Because I've got the chat open and it's kind of odd when you don't see things, you know. All right. All right, so we're good. We're good with that one right there. What do we got going on the chat here? Between 1 and 3 o'clock is what I heard. Yeah, the times are all weird. Obviously, it's going to have everything to do with whatever the location is, that kind of thing. I can't see the eclipse through the clouds. I will wear them in the house. I'll wear the glasses in the house because you'll be like walking around into things because you can't see them. Bob, you're on YouTube, bro. I'm talking about on Rumble. Let's see here. Maybe Hicktown Honey came to boost comments. Thank you very much, Hicktown. However you want to do it, that is up to you, lady. But I didn't see those. I do I do a pop out so I can see the chat a little bit better. And there were no comments in the chat whatsoever. So it was just really weird to have people watching, but having nobody commenting in the chat is kind of weird. And what is going on with this window? It's really, really wonky. All right. And that doesn't matter. Okay, good. All right, let's see. Cloudy in Nashville, sunny at home in Rhode Island. Got you, Bob. Who are people clapping for when they watch the eclipse? Themselves. They're just like, oh my God, that's what's happening. That's everything that's happening. All right, so I guess we can we talked about that particular thing. Let's go ahead and move on to card number 3. Get a sip of the old Cofferino. Let's see. Okay, so scenario number 3, and we are still talking about emergency preparedness basics. You are this is what happens when you're in supply. You're in everybody loves you or something like that. There we go. Send that off, and then we're done with that for a while. All right, so here we go. Listening, but painting a ceiling. Gotcha, Debbie. Well, hey, Debbie, you don't have to post anymore. I truly appreciate you taking the time to put that in the chat. All right, so scenario number 3. You are familiar with the specific types of natural disasters. No, I'm sorry. I read that completely wrong. Are you familiar with the specific types of natural disasters or emergencies that are most likely to occur in your area? And have you taken the necessary steps to mitigate risks and damage to your property and belongings? So here's with this question, guys. Here's what I want you to do. I'm not going to ask that question. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to put in the chat, what is the number 1 natural disaster that is in your area that you should have preparations for? What is the number 1 natural disaster in your area that you should have preparation for? Is it a tornado? Is it a hurricane? Is it flooding? Is it a meteor shower? I mean, obviously, I'm joking with that. Is it a high wind area? Something like that. All right. So we got here. Hicktown Honey says a fire tornado. I know you're just joking. Tornado and fire. Gotcha. Fire tornadoes are actually pretty cool. The government. Window Liquor, now give me an adult answer. Just this once. Bob says blizzard and flooding. Debbie says power outages. Okay. Power outages are normally caused by natural disasters. I'm tracking with that. What else we got? We got 37 people in here. I should have more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 answers. Hurricane and blizzard. Gibbsby, good to see you, lady. Good to see you. And Debbie, you're posted anyway. You are like, you must have a third arm holding that phone out while you're doing all your painting. Let's see here. Yeah, I think that's important. Some people kind of get locked into this whole end of the world and what should and they should not be preparing for, but they always sometimes just like they jump right from, oh, by the way, I live in Hurricane Alley. That should be probably my number one prep. It should be my number one prep. And honestly, that wasn't my number one prep. So my number one prep was always economic collapse. And back when freaking the America's favorite son Barry, who was our president, his second term really turned me into a prepper. So, but before that, but I lived in Hurricane Alley, so. But that wasn't my number one prep. So it's like a little bit of a hypocrite here, but I kind of learned from that. When you have to run from enough hurricanes, when your house, you can literally track almost every single hurricane. If it hit Wilmington, North Carolina, and then it started to track up to the northeast, every single one of those lines was within 10 miles of my house. Not a joke. So you would think that having to run from enough hurricanes, and I would only run from the category 3s and above. Anything below that, I would be like, whatever, dude. We'll just set up. We'll just get ready here, But the preparing for it should literally be your primary prep, and you probably should have done a risk analysis and a threat analysis. And it sounds like it's really difficult to do, but it's not. Like we can do it like right now. We just did the first question. What is the most, the number one natural disaster in your area that you should be prepared for? You write it down on the list. Okay. I need to prepare for that. What is the second one? And it's normally government collapse, economic collapse, stock market crash, the government takes over, Marshall, all the crazy ones that are up at the next level. Those are your two major preps, right? And then you start working towards having solutions to mitigate the problems with those particular situations. And then that's how you end up with plans and gear lists and friends and oh my, that's how that works. It's really very simple to do, but people kind of like gloss over it because they don't want to use their brains. They just want to throw their Amazon cart at stuff. Let's see here. A moving ladder. Let's see here. You're moving your ladder. I got you. We don't have weather threats here, so I would say government economic collapse. Got you, Window Liquor. Yeah, I mean, excuse me. And that's probably going to happen more, guys. I'm just telling you now. I didn't feel too well today if you came into the stream late. Here on the Eastern Shore of Virginia, very, very mild weather. Very mild weather. I think it snowed one time here this winter, and it was like the blizzard. Things just go around this place. We get hurricanes up here, but it's nothing compared to down south. We get winter storms here, but they're nothing. I think it hasn't truly snowed here. Jesus, like three years at least. So the weather just kind of goes around, right now there's 2 times a year here where the weather is awesome for like a straight month, sometimes 2 months in that transition from winter into fall, and then from winter into spring. and sometimes into summer. And it does get kind of warm here, but for the most part, there's just this amazing, wow, look at it. Look at the eclipse now. That is wild. Look at that. Okay, so what do we got here? Oh, man, they just changed. They just jumped Arizona. There we go. Russellville, Arizona. It's starting to look eclipsey. All right, let's see here. We're going to move on to the next question. In the event of an extended power outage or communication network failure, do you have backup energy sources such as portable generators, solar chargers, or battery-powered devices, and a plan for staying informed about the situation and receiving updates from authorities? As usual, type 1 for yes, type 2 for no. Be honest, because if you're not honest with us, you're not going to be honest with yourself. Get to clicking. Get those thumbs active real quick here. And Rumble, guys, if you think I'm not talking to you, I am talking to you. I'm really starting to worry. I think the chat pop out is broken. I'm wondering if that's not the issue. Let's pop this guy over here. And then we'll do, what are we doing over here? We're going to do that right there. Yeah, it's just too, need a third screen on this puppy. It's what I need. But it is what it is. It is, let's see here. One window liquor on coffee break. Yes, have multiples. Gotcha, Debbie. Gotcha. Why you guys slacking? I'm going to read the question again. In the event of an extended power outage or communication network failure, do you have a backup energy source such as a portable generator, solar chargers, or battery-powered devices, and a plan for staying informed about the situation and receiving updates from authorities? If you have a backup power system, regardless of its size, type 1 in the chat. I want to know. Hicktown Honey says yes. Catitude says yes. Who was it that asked me to bring these cards out? I got a question for you. Chat's a little slow today, I think. Hicktown Honey did, huh? Hicktown Honey, would you like to see me unbox something for prep stock? I have something in mind that I haven't opened yet. I'm also curious too, because I can't remember is what's up, Nicholas? Well, I didn't say I was giving you a choice. I just said I would unbox something that I hadn't unboxed yet. Yes, of course. So I'm smelling cheap weed walking around. I'm smelling cheap weed walking around somewhere. No, not here, but that's probably what you're doing. Generator, solar, and I also a stream engine with 12-volt truck alternators. Nice, nice. Sounds like someone's got a plan, Window Liquor. I love it. All right, so let me get it real quick. All right, so a lot of these things are big, so that I can't really like get them on camera. I'd actually planned on doing an unboxing of all of them during one video, but I figure a skunk. But I figure what the hell. So this is going to be, well, I'm not even going to tell you what it's going to be because it came from this company right here, guys. And if you're not familiar with these guys, you definitely need to be. They're actually one of our sponsors for Prep Stock. And it was not easy getting my hands on this because I had to basically convince them that we were the real deal. And these things are not cheap. I have not seen what they've sent us, but I have an idea of what it is. Either way, so Hardcore Hammers is a company. It's a small company that started off just making like very, very high, believe it or not, there's high-end construction tools. Like the professionals use these things. They started making that, and then somebody told them that, hey, man, you guys need to get into hatchets and survival hatchets. There we go. There we go. Oh, over there. Hardcore Hammers. They sent me a sticker. I'm going to save that. What do we got here? We got ourselves a little, you can't see that. That's the thingamabob. All right. I'm going to up here so you guys can actually see. We open it. Let's flip that over like that. There we go. And that's just paper, I hope. All right, let's get rid of the box. Well, they really take a few minutes. There we go. Look at that. Guys, absolutely amazing. Hardcore Hammers. Let's go ahead and there's got to be a way for me to do this, maybe? Yeah, that kind of cuts out the whole Eclipse thing. Let's try this. No. There we go. Just for a second. So this is the Hardcore Hammer Survivalist Hatchet. I do love all of the lettering that is in the wood itself. Also, if you guys take a look at there's their logo. And then there's, oh, look at that. What's that? What's that? Let's go ahead and pop this off real quick. I like the leather stud. And there we go. Ooh, that sucker's got a blade on it. Look at that. There you go. Hardcore Hammers Survivalist Hatchet. I don't know. I would say it's about a pound. Maybe just a touch over, like 1.2. But this is one of the things that we're giving away during Prep Stock. This is a $166 hatchet, top of the line. Honestly, in my book, or in my opinion, none better. So we're going to be giving this away during at Prep Camp or Prep Stock, and this is the kind of stuff that we're bringing to the table. So if you're not coming to Prep Stock, see, here's the thing. I got to tell you guys something. We're gonna put the Eclipse back on real quick here because that's the purpose of this. If you're not coming to Prep Stock, you don't know what you're missing. So we got all these companies to sponsor us, and they gave us. We didn't want them to give us any money. That we wanted them to give us products, and products that we can give away to you guys. So I have boxes and boxes and boxes. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Got a giant box from Refuge Medical over there. I got 5, 6, 7, 8 boxes of stuffs, of prepper stuffs to give away. Not a joke. That's how we're running this. If you guys have been to Prepper Camp, Prepper Camp is all about the, I guess you could say vendor village, vendor mart, you know, the vendor mall. That's what it's all about. And if anybody tells you otherwise, that's great. But I've been to 2 of them so far, and I know what my eyes are seeing. So I'm going to go ahead and set this. I'm going to go ahead and set this over here. I don't know if you guys can see it anymore. We're going to set it over there. And I think it's important that when you, regardless of the amount of money that you pay for tickets, and ours are the lowest there are. Honestly, they're the lowest tickets there are for any preparedness event where people are actually coming to learn and not hang out. I think the only one that I've seen that is cheaper than us, it's $18 for the tickets. And that is for a, I can't remember the name of it. It's run through PrepperNet, but it's basically a hangout. That's all it is. You show up for the weekend, you camp, you sit around the fire, sing Kumbaya, yeah, we're all preppers, we're the best, and then you go home. So I don't even know why they're charging them $18, and they got to pay for their own camping. So it's kind of weird, but we actually have the lowest ticket prices there are for preparedness events. And I like it because that is one of the things that in this economy, you know, if you want to go to like, there's a bunch of them that are going right now, and they're all $100 easy just per person to get through the door. It doesn't count for anything else. Nothing is free. You know what I'm saying? And we're doing the exact opposite. Our tickets are basically $50, and for adults anyway. And you get everything. So I don't understand how these people can't give you more for that amount of money. It's just mind-blowing. And we're going to talk about that on more videos. I've actually got some interviews set up with some of the people who run some of these preparedness things to help promote them, to get the word out that there are other things that exist other than just the one that we all know about. So what do we got here? I'm going to look at the chat real quick. Oh, here we go. Where we got? Kerrville, Texas. We are in, looks like we're in total eclipse. That's kind of cool the way they've got that. They got that going there. Let me make that big real quick so you guys. Honest statement, Hicktown. You know, people when we first started advertising prep stock, it was you know, oh, things aren't so great. You know, you can't even plan that. October, we're not even going to have a government then. You know, and then I think to myself, well, this guy clearly doesn't understand how elections work. You know, they go in November. You know, so I don't take those statements very seriously. You know, the world will continue to spin. We will continue to have a government, whether no matter how bad it is. Will we be able to fix it? It's possible, because you know, in this world, nothing is truly impossible. But I also like to lean on the side of positivity, because if you've ever been in a survival situation, the one thing that you always have to never forget, you have to be constantly thinking about, is that you're going to win. You're going to survive. You are going to succeed. Because when you start to thinking about failure and the easy way out, you will definitely fail. You will definitely not survive. You will definitely not succeed. So you have to stay positive all the time. You can never stop being positive. Otherwise, the devil will creep right in there and start twisting your little brain, and you'll start acting and doing dumb things. Okay, so I'm going to take a sip of coffee, and then we're going to ask another question, and we're going to move on. Looks like, I don't know what the CRK torch cares. It's completely black in Kerrville, Texas, for some reason. It's like the longest level of blackness there's ever been in Kerrville, Texas. All right, what do we got here? Oh, JB popped in. As long as it's not a sneeze skit. I don't know what a sneeze skit is. Is that a little lizard that gives you warts? What's a sneeze skit? But JB, thank you for popping into Rumble. I appreciate it. There are 17 people in Rumble. Guys, do me a favor. Take 10 seconds and check in for me real quick. It's mind-blowing that we would have this many people watching and like nobody talking. And I understand you guys are like at work and you're listening in the background. So I get it. But the percentage is really, really low for just checking in or interacting, It's really low. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next question here. This is scenario number 5 from Emergency Preparedness Basics. What do we got here? All right, so here we go. We're getting this once again. This sounds like a yes or no question. Have you taken any training courses or received any certifications to equip yourself with the knowledge and skills to assist your family, neighbors, or community members in case professional help is delayed or unavailable during a disaster? Type 1 for yes and 2 for no. Have you taken any training courses or received any certifications to equip yourself with the knowledge and skills to assist your family, neighbors, or community members in case professional help is delayed or unavailable during a disaster? Answer 1 for yes and 2 for no. And while you guys are doing that, I want to introduce you to somebody if it's possible. Oh, here we go. Oh, you little son of a bitch. Oh. So what I was going to do was pick up. We've been watching my girlfriend's daughter. She's in college, and she got herself a cat, and she can't stand the cat. So we've been watching the cat while they figure out a way that they can cohabitate with that cat. And the cat's name is Worm, and he's a bit of a worm. He's been pretty good, but he's very easy to addle. I just tried to pick him up, and he just clawed right into my foot, which is hilarious because that's his favorite thing in the whole world. Oh, my God, he really got me. That's his favorite thing in the whole world is just diving into your feet and like, I think he might be back. Are you back? No, he's not. But if he comes back, I'll put him up. He's cute. He's cute. I should probably wash this foot so I don't get cat scratch fever. So I'll be back in a second. All right. So It was a very vague question. What? It was vague. What are you talking about? Have you taken any training courses or received any certification to equip yourself with, we'll just say with knowledge? Have you done that that would assist to, that would help to give you skills or assist your families, neighbor, community, in case professional help didn't arrive? Vague. You're silly. I love this stuff, guys. You guys ever seen this before? This is Neosporin. It's made for kids. It's a first aid antiseptic, and it's got Neosporin in it. It doesn't sting. It's great for kids and adults too. Get that in the right place. It's super bright. It's hard to see it, but this stuff is awesome for cleaning wounds out. It's a foam, and I just squirt it on there after I give it a good rinse and just leave it on there. And it's an antiseptic. I'm not going to put Neosporin all over my feet, but I'm definitely going to do all of that stuff. That's right. The old first aid kit, that whole preparedness first aid kit thing comes in handy from time to time. Pew pew train. Okay, good. I'm Debbie. That's awesome. A lot of people don't even do that. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this camera up. I'm going to go ahead and put this. It's going to get like that, and you guys don't deserve that. So I'm going to wrap this hammer back up, and it should shut my mic off. So if you had some, you know what? Let's do another question, and then you guys can answer. All right. Do you have a support network in place, including neighbors, friends, or relatives who can offer assistance or reassurances during an emergency? And have you discussed how you can help one another in such situations? Type yes for one, or type one for yes. Type one for yes. And I'm going to wrap this up real quick, and I'll be right back. I just know you don't want to hear all the rap. You know what? I've just turned the mic right off there. All right, there we go. All right, so it looks like people answered some questions there. 1, pew pew training. 2, 1. Okay. Yeah, so going to the question, and you guys should be able to hear me now. Going to the question, it looks like Dallas, Texas is in full transition termination, or whatever they want to call it. Let's see here. Do you have support network in place, including neighbors, friends, or who can offer assistance and resources? This is one of the biggest issues in preparedness. Having that neighbor who knows who you are, what you're about, where your stuff is, or a general idea that you are prepared and that he should be prepared too. It's like, I'm a prepper, you're a prepper, he's a prepper, she's a prepper. Wouldn't you like to be a prepper too? But it's difficult to find these people, let alone associate yourself with them, because it's like you're really putting yourself out there to be judged, at the minimum, to be judged. But if something goes wrong, then let's see here. I'm going to leave that out. If something goes wrong, then you're really putting your safety out there, along with the safety of your family as well. Gardening in a plate carrier with a rifle is training, right? Only if you grow stuff. If you're not growing anything, then you're just going through the motions, window licker. See, I can be stupid too. Let's see here. In fact, one would argue that I'm better at it than you are. But it's actually a pretty serious question, because most people just don't do anything about their environment. They kind of think that they're gonna like lone wolf family of this thing, and if something really went down, it's not going to go well for that type that neighborhood. Jammer, good to see you, bro. I haven't seen you in some time. All right, let's go. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next question. Let's see. Unboxing, not an SNL. Oh, I got you. JB over on Rumble says, you were talking about unboxing, hopefully not an SNL skit. I got you. Let her got to get back to her. Good. Well, JB, good. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, no, I don't do SNL skits. All right, let's see here. So scenario question number 7. Have you talked to your insurance provider to ensure you have adequate cover for potential disasters or emergencies? Wow, that's a pretty big thing, especially for like homeowners insurance. So if you have you, we're going to keep it generic. We're going to keep it generic because I'm not going to line out homeowners or property insurance or renters insurance. But just think about it. Have you talked to your insurance provider to ensure you have adequate coverage for potential disasters or emergencies? Type 1 in the chat if you have. Let's see here. I'll come out. I'll come out during eclipses. I gotcha. Window Liquor says, my neighbors are down. They look to us for knowledge and gardening, raising animals, and processing. They finally came around. They also are now storing. That's freaking awesome. That's an optimum situation, Window Liquor. That's an optimum situation. True Speak Dad, good to see you, bro. I haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, you should probably. I mean, if you have homeowners insurance because you've bought a home, or if you have renters insurance because you're leasing a home or apartment or whatever it may be, you probably want to check and see what your insurance policy covers, and not by reading the contract, because 99% of the time people don't know what they don't know what they're covered for, because they don't want to put in the work and then understand that language. Okay. But what they will do is if they just pick up a damn phone or walk into an office or set aside 20 or 30 minutes of their time in their entire life to go, hey, my policy, I have a policy with you guys, and I want to know what kind of natural disaster protection I have. Most people will find out very quickly they have no flood insurance. And some places you can't even buy flood insurance, but they'll find out very quickly that they don't. So, knowledge is power, and that gives you the ability to try and mitigate the situation. Does it mean buy more insurance? No, that's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is knowing what you're protected by. So it's a great question. It's a great question. Let's see here. Window Liquor says, you can get every type of insurance: homeowners, health, rent, automobile, dental insurance, every kind of insurance, but nobody's selling food insurance. Yeah, absolutely true. Hey, Walmart sells food insurance. Get on it. A lot of my preps all came from Walmart. Besides freeze dried. Well, I'm telling you what, canned goods will last you a long damn time. All right, so we're going to move on to scenario question number 8. Looks like Russellville, Arizona. I don't know if that's the beginning or the end of the eclipse for that particular spot. I do not know. I need to check my camera and see how dark it is. Temporarily unavailable. That's weird. Let's go ahead and Skycams, WSLS. Let's see. There we go. That's a good downtown Roanoke. Virginia Tech, Roanoke, Blacksfield Regional Airport, Poor Mountain, Martinsville. Let's push play on the downtown Roanoke camera and see how dark that is. Come on now. This background noise, it kind of reminds me of the old X-Files. This thing just doesn't want to play. All these are the cameras. They don't want to play. DC, Maryland. Cat is back. Sniffing my foot where he clawed into me. Now he's driving his head into it. Makes any sense to me live. Okay, so that's no video. Okay. Nothing. I'm getting nothing out of this. Just trying to find a live camera. You know what? Let's try was it Weatherbug? Weatherbug cameras. Virginia. Richmond. Elementary school, I don't know, whatever. Look at stuff. There we go. Prince George County. Like it's on time lapse. I don't know what that's going to do, but anyway. He's not going to let me drag her out. Oh, I got to take this call. I'll be right back. Okay, so very quickly, guys, this is Worm. He is a cutie pie, but he is a no claws. No claws. He's got a lot of learning. He's very young. Anyway, so I just got drugged downstairs by the girlfriend. She showed up unexpectedly with glasses to look at. Apparently, we're about close to halfway here on Virginia. It's still very bright outside, but I really expected it to be a little bit darker, but it is what it is. So that is happening. What were you guys doing while I was gone? Let's see here. Yes, it's your responsibility for your own food insurance. Yes. Let's see here. That's my area. Debbie, that's my area. What do you mean it's your area? What's your area, Debbie? Oh. What, Carbondale, Illinois? NASA cameras? Tax question. Where do I enter the 30 million immigrants as dependents for tax forms? Dude, that would be hilarious. I mean, right up to the point where you got audited. But yeah, that would be hilarious. Let's see. Oh, the temperature has dropped because there's no sun. Nice. Yeah, the Fox was actually making a big issue about how the animals were going to react to this. He found that some animals did react adversely, but others didn't really care. So yeah, that happened. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that USAC down just a hair. I don't know how it's affecting you guys. Roanoke. Oh, I got you, Debbie. You're in Roanoke. Nice. Yeah, we're not. You're only a couple. No, Roanoke. Yeah, you're on the other side of the state. I love the Roanoke area. I actually wish I lived on that in that area. Not like trails for days. I need to check the Rumble chat so that you guys know that I haven't ignored you. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next card. I don't know how long this is going to last, to be honest with you guys, but I'm just going to keep going. Let's see here. Scenario number 9. Have you taken, so this is Indiana almost to totality. I got you. Yeah, I mean, we're close here. I mean, she got me the little glasses. I took some pictures. I'll put them on the Discord. But here, I don't know what you guys can see. Hold on a second. There you go. I got the glasses. You got me on the glasses, wearing the glasses. But matter of fact, I need to put that in the Discord real quick. But yeah, I was very surprised as how bright it is outside, even with half the sun being covered. Member chat. Well, they're going nuts for the flat Earth crap. They love making fun of that stuff. All right, so I think we're good there. All right, so we're getting this. Here's the next question. Get it? It's normally a yes or no question. Have you taken the time to educate your children about the importance of emergency preparedness, ensuring that they understand the basics of what to do and where to go during different types of disasters, while also addressing their emotional needs and coping mechanism? This is a deep question, so let's just use that first half. Have you taken the time to educate your children about the importance of emergency preparedness? Type yes in the chat if you have. Type 2 if you have not. God, man, this is just way busier than I like it to be. Ian says non-applicable. My children are all gone. They're on their own. They're wild. They're wildlings. Their safety is their own responsibility at this point, which I agree with. I totally agree with. You know, my kids either thought I was crazy or they were on board and they did what they needed to do. No children, only adults. Rose, I don't recognize your name. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Matter of fact, guys, if you have not done it yet, I'm wondering about this because I honestly I forget to do it. Let me see here. Is there something I can put in here? These are all ticklers. I thought there was something like a way for me to put stuff, not just a banner in here. I thought there was a way to do this. Overlays, video clips, live stream backgrounds. No, that's not it. Banners, it's just banners. Yeah. And we're going to hit enter on that, and then we're going to click that. Boop. See, that's a full up banner. That's not what I wanted. What I wanted to do. There we go. Yeah, if you haven't liked and subscribed, please do that now. It only helps the channel, and actually, it does help the channel. I'm not exactly sure. We're getting really, really close. Last time I checked, I only needed 40 more subscribers on YouTube to hit 5,000. So if you're watching now and you haven't subscribed, please do so now. It does help the channel. Also, going back to the comments now, where we got here, Dog and Ball Productions. Well, hello, Local Prepper. Well, hello, Dog and Ball Productions. That's right. I put as many. I told as many people as I could about it as quickly as I could. This was kind of last minute. I thought to myself, with all the hubbub about all the craziness, the National Guard being activated and declarations of emergency, I thought it would be appropriate to have a live stream. Penny, lay down. That it would be appropriate to have a live stream as the world ended, because as the world ends, that's the new soap opera, As the World Ends. Penny, no, on the pad. That's right. She knows. She has these liquid absorbent pads that she has to lay on. You can buy them for your animals if you didn't know this. They're basically like baby blankets that water doesn't leak through. Liquid doesn't leak through. You didn't know it. Penny's incontinent. Anyway, so going back to the chat here, my oldest is the one that got me to prep. Oh, nice, Debbie. That's great, man. Generally listen with son-in-law. Good to go, Rose. I appreciate that. All right, let's see. We're going to go ahead and turn off that me asking for your clicks, and then we're going to go back to the comments, and looks like we're clear. So we're going to go on to the next question. This looks like scenario number 10. If you're just popping in, this is emergency preparedness basics. If you guys are not aware, this is Without the Rule of Law is the name of this game. If you'd like to know where to buy it, let me know in the chat, and I will get you a link. Not a problem. All right. So have you these, they really did put more effort into this game than they did the last one, which I think they kind of listened to a lot of the people that were asking. So have you familiarized yourself with the locations and contact information of nearby emergency shelters, hospitals, or other critical facilities? Do you have alternative routes planned to reach them in case primary routes are blocked or unsafe? That's a critical question. They're actually kind of technical, not vague in any way at all. Let's go to the first part. Have you familiarized yourself with the locations and contact information of nearby emergency shelters, hospitals, or other critical facilities? ? If you have done that, type a 1 in the chat. If you have not, and we need honest brokers, type the number 2 in chat because I'm going to bet there's going to be more number 2s than number 1s. Still no zombies. That's because the sun has not disappeared over your sky yet. I was just, what, you just popped back in, Bobby? Okay. Yeah, I was literally just downstairs, and if Bobby, if you check the Discord, actually I put that in members. I probably need to put that someplace where everybody else can see it too. Let me put that in the general chat as well. Boop. I got summoned outside and presented a set of glasses, and it was bright as hell, and I didn't even think about it. But then when you put the glasses on and look up here in Virginia, we're about it was about halfway at that time. So there's no telling. Let me check these Prince George County cameras. There, I don't think that they're that great. I don't think it's going to get that dark. I would think it'd be darker, but it's just not. It's just not happening. It's all beach cams. Let's try that one. Camera's not a bit. I'm just not winning finding these cameras. I'm going to go, that's the Army Navy Country Club in Fairfax. I think it just takes a picture like every 20 or 30 seconds or something. All right, let's see here. Rosita Bonita. Whoa, hey, girl. How you doing, Rosie? Haven't seen you in like forever. Let's see here. Window Looker says, yes, my 14-year-old son can grow food. He's really good working with the animals on the homestead and helps process, canning, and freeze drying. That's not the question that we asked, Window Liquor, but I still think that's an awesome answer. I posted a picture we took at our 90%. We got you here. Gotcha. Rose Stroller. Rose, I don't recognize your name. Good to see you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Outdoor lights are on and cooling off. Looks like dusk. Nice. Well, I've got another camera that kind of looks down into a portion of a building. I'm kind of watching that because that window that I can see is a south-facing window. So the unbelievable heat will come through that window during the day. All right, let's see here. So no one answered that question at all. You guys are all, we got 41 people in here and no one answered that question. That's kind of mind-blowing if you think about it. Let's see here. I prefer Leroy's on Rumble. Hey, good to see you, Leroy. Thank you for contributing. Do me a favor on the Rumble side. If you guys not hit that thumbs up button, make sure you do that. So we're going to go on to scenario number 11. Have you taken steps to learn basic wilderness survival bushcraft skills, such as making fire, building a shelter, filtering water, knot tying, navigational, BDSM, tool making, foraging, fishing, hunting and trapping, first aid, and herbal remedies? That's a lot of stuff to learn. So we're going to go ahead and remember, 1 is yes, 2 is no. Have you taken steps to learn basic wilderness survival bushcraft skills? 1 is yes, 2 is no. Hit that chat right now. Dog and Ball, I think I just asked the question. Here we go. We're going to sip a little coffee. Oh, yeah, there we go. 1 is Spags. Spags like, I don't know how to use a knife. If you guys didn't see it too, maybe I'm going to open one of these. Maybe I'll open one of these too. So they're not even on the Walmart website anymore. So if you go to Walmart, always check the camping and fishing sections for, clearance items. They're constantly putting things on clearance at Walmart. But if it's like a tent or a tent or a sleeping bag, they'll put it, if it's on clearance, they'll put it in the clearance section. But sometimes the clearance section is so full they won't move things. But on the fishing side, when it comes to knives, they won't move them. They'll just put a clearance label over the top of it. Penny, no. Penny, come back. Penny, lay down on the pad. On the pad. Oh, she's being... Oh. Here you go. On the pad. On the pad. She's being finicky. Penny's being finicky. All right, let's see. It's cooled off outside like crazy. Yeah, there we go. All right, so basically only 3 of you has got the question. Have you taken steps to learn basic wilderness survival bushcraft skills? That's not high enough, guys. That is not high enough. So anyway, so I found these knives and I was like, these knives were like, I want to see, how much was this? They're like $2-something. And I was like, there's no way. These are well over in value, a $2 knives. Let me go to my camera because I took a picture of the price because I couldn't believe it. Let me see here. $250. $250, guys. Oh, you just can't. It's so bright you can't see it. $250 for the pocket knife. So I was like, I'll take 4 or 5 of these. And I've literally never even taken them out of the package yet, but we're going to do that. We're going to open this 7-inch folding knife with my Gerber and see what it feels like. Because obviously we can't like take it out for a spin right now. But we can slice this package open. And I immediately thought to myself, if this is a good little pocket knife, this would be great for teaching your kids how to use knives. Oh, wow. Okay, so it's got a nice little clip. It doesn't look like the clip is reversible, and that's okay. But it's nice and tight. Obviously, it's got a plastic scales, but the scales, they feel nice. It's a little small for my hand, but it's probably great for a teenager's or child's hand. The blade has almost no wiggle in it. And let's go ahead and it's got an actual button unlocking system. So we're going to go ahead and pull that back and unlock it. It's spring loaded. And then we're going to close it up and we're going to drop it onto the computer. Let's see here. It's so small, it's hard for me to do it. But if my hands were a little smaller, I could probably open this a lot easier with one hand. But the blade is sharp. I don't see any burrs in it. So, I mean, overall, great kids pocket knife. $250. So, and I found this in the hunting section at Walmart up on a wall. And there was just like 10 of them there. I was like, I'll take 5. So if you get a chance, I won't scream highly recommended, but I mean, it's overall, it's a good little pocket knife. It's definitely not the Dollar Tree 125 pocket knife. That is for sure. But this one's actually made by Ozark Trails. So it's got their camping brand name on it. Like I said, overall for $250, I think 0 complaints are given for $250. I want to see if I can't put it back in the package because I may just give these away during prep camp or prep stock. That's backwards, I think. I can't tell how that goes on. I should have looked. But anyway, I think we're good. And I'll just pop this right back inside. And no one will be any the wiser. There we go. Just like it's on the shelf. Okay, so let's see here. What do we got here? Let's go ahead. What do we got here? Oh, I had these on way too long already. Rose says, was raised on a farm or Rose Staller, because I know we have more than one Rose in here right now. Nurse for 45 years and have taken preparedness classes, tried to garden and put food aside, trying to be ready. Dynamite. Rose, you're golden. Rose, what's your water preparedness situation? There's a real question right there. Hello, Prepper Cat. Come here. This is the good one. This is Prepper Cat. Here you go. She's like, oh my God, there's so many things everywhere. What am I doing? This is my girl right here. Prepper Cat is the shiznick. Put you up there. She likes being up there. Let's see here. But yeah, Rose, what's your water situation? Because water's always the killer, man. And water's the one thing that people will die from not having. So it always kind of blew my mind that people don't actually like have a water, for lack of better words, stockpile. It's kind of mind blowing. All right, so we're gonna wait for the. She's on my cards. You're on my cards, kid. No claws. No claws. I need this card. All right, there we go. All right, so the next card. Have you practiced your emergency plan with your family or household members to ensure everyone understands their role and knows what to do? Answer 1 for yes, 2 for no. Have you practiced your emergency plan with your family or household members to ensure everyone understands their role and knows what to do? Pretty serious card. Once again, we're part of the whole plan and actions thing that preppers have a tendency to completely ignore and primarily focus on basically throwing money at Amazon so that they can feel better about being prepared. Have you gone over your plan? And that means you would have to actually have a plan. Have you practiced your emergency plan with your family or household members to ensure everyone understands their role and knows what to do? 1 for yes, 2 for no. I'm sorry, Rumble. I keep forgetting you're over there. What do we got here? Leroy's the only one that caught that. Thermomechanical, good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Lisa, dang nabbit, penny on the pad. Yeah, she knows what she's doing. The problem is she wants to get up and move someplace else because, we have real hardwood floors, but we have carpet and some old pad over the top of that, and so she can feel the wood. And she's laying on the floor, so it's not comfortable. So I got to move the pad so that she thinks she's laying in a different spot. So, wow, a lot of people actually have a plan and we're going over it. That's nice. I like it. I absolutely like it. And these questions that are plan based are really hard to stomach. And it all, guys, it all comes back to it, man. You got to have a plan. Otherwise, you really are just kind of wasting this whole idea of preparedness is kind of wasted, because you just have a pile of stuff that is going to get you through a short period of time. It's not really going to be something that is going to be, what you want it to be, that it's going to help you to survive or like get through a major event. And everybody has their different levels of preparedness. Some people only prepare for 3 days, even though the government has literally said, we used to think it was 72 hours. Now we know that it's at least a week. We've had enough major natural disasters in the last 10 years that the government has figured out, hey, this whole 3-day thing is not enough. We need to be telling people to be preparing for 7 to 10 days. And some of the literature has slowly started to adjust to that. But the thing is it's not like people are like, hey, I wonder what the government thinks about preparedness today. So it's not like they're going on CNN and saying, guys, we screwed up and we should not be worrying about 3 days. We've revised our numbers. It's 7 to 10 days. Hopefully you're all doing that. Go to Walmart, buy a kit, blah, blah, blah. That's not what's happening. So people are kind of stuck in this whole 3-day thing. Which is fine. It's something. It's better than nothing. Okay. But it also comes down to how far are you going to go? How far do you want to go? You know, after 3 days, are you going to be like, oh, well, I mean, I guess I'm going to use that special bullet. You know, I mean, what's the plan? So, and how does it affect not just you, but your family, your loved ones, your children? You know, things like that. So you definitely should probably do that. Get into that. Ian says, the core of my get home bag was built with the understanding of my bushcraft knowledge, the 10 C's. Yes. And I love how that number always changes, the 10 C's. I remember when it was the 5 C's. And then I remember when it was the 7 C's. And we're not talking about sailors. We're talking about C as in Charlie. And now it's the 10 C's. And that's great, man. That's absolutely great. You know, I think that everybody should have the basics of bushcraft skills, the very, very basics. Can you tie a square knot? Can you tie some form of slip knot? Can you make a shelter from a tarp? Can you create stakes to stake down your tarp? Can you build a fire? Can you start a fire? Those are the very basics. You know what I'm saying? What's the what do all the fancy survivalists say? What is it? Water, shelter, fire, food. Do they know that that's the order? You know what I'm saying? The basics. So it's always interesting because preparedness is viewed differently by lots of different people. You know, so. All right, we got Boondocks Johnson. Well, it's getting brighter here in Virginia. Where are you at, Boondocks? I'm in Virginia. No Russians or earthquakes. I guess I survived it, as you were meant to. And Boondocks, I see that you're on X. Dude, that's awesome. I'm glad to see that the X chat is coming through into my StreamYard software. I don't see that very often. I'm glad to know that I can actually, like, reply, you know. And if Boondocks is not, let me see. I'm going to push this button over here. It says all destinations. It may not let me reply, Boondocks. You're in Chester. I got you. Yeah, I'm on the eastern shore of Virginia. And I'm not talking about you. You should know if you're from Virginia what the eastern shore is. That's where I am. So getting back to the game, looks like Tupper Lake, New York is basically full up, guys. That's pretty awesome. You're on my mouse, cat. I'm going to take that back. We're going to move that over here off your butt. Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and make this so you guys can see this a little bit big, and I don't think the mic will let me talk. But I move things. All right, so let's see here. On a well and working on storage. Gotcha. I love it. Got to get that well, man. If you know, people often ask me, like, what do I need to look for when I buy, you know, if I want to have, like, land. First thing you want, if you're going to buy land, regardless, there needs to be a water source. It's that easy. There needs to be a water source. No, lay down. The problem is she's distracted. She thinks somebody's coming up the stairs. Okay, so matter of fact, I need to do something real quick. Okay. Yes, I know, kid. It's okay. Cat's still sitting up here. All right, let's see here. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next. Well, what I was saying was, make sure that if you're going to buy property, that there's a water source. You know, what's good having 100 acres of land with no water? It's that easy. It's that easy. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on to question 13. See, have you made arrangements for the care of elderly family members or individuals with special needs, pets, and other livestock in case of emergency? Pets are easy. Obviously, buy the driest dog food you can find, or prepare to feed them with freeze-dried food that you have rehydrated, or prepare to feed them with real food, like human food. Because if you didn't know this, dog food, no matter how dry it is, actually has oils in it. Also, canned food is a good way to do it. But the big one in here is the elderly. Some people have elderly people in their family that, you know, if something were to go down today, like how are we going to take care of grandma? Do you have a plan to take care of grandma or something of that effect? Go ahead and type 1 in the chat if you do. Well, let's see here. I travel, so if SHTF may be out of luck, I got you. Yeah, I mean, that happens. There's no way around that. If you are constantly traveling, especially with your work, then, you know, it's obviously an issue. But if you've got it, you know, I guess we'll just classify everybody's prep out location as a homestead or a bug out location, or even the bug in location. You should definitely have water on hand, because, you know, it's one of the problems that I run into now that I live where I live. I rely on the city's water, and I have no way of doing rain catchment legally. And so I have to store water in my basement, and thank God I've got a big ass tank that I can put water in my basement, and that's what I have to do. But now I've got to be able to like pump it, you know, up several floors, things like that, you know. And then how do I protect that? And how do I make sure that that stays fresh? So there's got to be a plan for all of that to happen. You know, and then going back to the, you know, the elderly, having a plan to take care of elderly or special needs people, then you've got to have one. If the plan isn't anything, if the plan's anything more than them, you know, oh, well, I guess your time's done with. Here's a bag of chips and set in the sun. Here's an apple, and you can set in the sun and finish your day. You know, if your plan is more than that, then you have to have a plan for dealing with these particular people and their needs. What do we got here? All right, so we're going to go on to question number 14. We got like 40 people in here. Barely anybody's talking. Let me check the Rumble chat. Cheddar Steve. Hey, Cheddar, good to see you, bro. I partied naked during the eclipse, and I survived. Cheddar Steve, if it's not on YouTube, it didn't happen. And looks like both Leroy and Thermal Mechanic have taken work towards making sure that their elderly is taken care of. All right, so question number 14, Lucker number 14. Have you considered taking part in a local community emergency response team? They're called CERTs, or similar volunteer programs to enhance your preparedness skills and continue to the overall resilience of a neighborhood during a crisis. So the question is, have you considered taking part in a local emergency response team, also known as a CERT? Question, answer 1 for yes and 2 for no. If you type no, tell me why. Tell me why. I have personally looked into it, and I thought it was a great idea because it's a good way for you to get your emergency response teams that are local through the CERT program. That's right. If you type number 2, tell me why. Because you obviously know what just give me a reason. But that's a plan that's paid for by the government, and they train you, but they don't really equip you. And the general idea is that in, like, for instance, a hurricane comes, they would activate the CERT teams, and the CERT teams would fall under FEMA direction, and they would be an asset to go and cut, clear this road. A tree fell down, get your chainsaws out, go do this, and I think it's a good idea, but I just don't think it's a good idea for me because I would be more apt to want to stay with my family and my friends and gather according to our plan and not worry so much about what's happening out there. Because out there is where the real danger is. And it's very easily, I think it's difficult for men to leave. And I don't want to sound too misogynist here, but I think it's difficult for men to leave their families vulnerable. You know, I did that for a lot of years as a Marine. I regret some of that, but also those feelings are real because they're it's actually a true and factual situation. So because I don't trust FEMA, yeah, I'm tracking with you. I literally just took matter of fact, it was me and Truth Speak Dad took this free preparedness course offered by Penn State. No, Penn University. Very long, very painful. He did it in one day. I don't know how he did it. I honestly don't. But it took me 2 days to do it. And it was supposed to be a 13-hour course. Very dry, very boring, very painful. But I did learn about how the emergency preparedness centers and command and control center is structured, how it runs, and what you can expect if they show up in your area. So I did learn some things from it, but I would say that I don't think it'd be a good idea to spend any money on that class. That's for sure, especially since it's free. But I think knowledge is power, and it is what it is. What? I just got asked a question, so I'm trying to figure out what the hell this person's talking about. Okay, let's see here. Bob says, haven't looked into it because I'm not, I am on emergency on call for my job. Need to keep my eyes on family. Absolutely. 100% true. 100% true. You got to have your priorities. And then we've got Thermal Canet. I'm a grandpa. I got you. Yeah, that's what is happening. And I'm wondering if the eclipse is like over for us. Is the eclipse like over? I mean, it's showing Holton. Was that ME? Is that no, it's not Minnesota, is it? Okay, let's see here. ME is Maine. Gotcha. So this thing is basically over. So if it right now what you're seeing right there, that's actually Maine. So it's over, guys. It's over, and everybody survived. Okay, so I think we covered as much as we could possibly cover. Guys, listen, I'm going to go ahead and do me a favor, guys. If you like what I'm doing, if you have not done it yet, make sure that you like. If you want to watch more of these things, hit the subscribe button. I know I've been kind of lax because I've been out of town making videos, but there are more coming down the pike. We talked about this at the very beginning of the live stream. Make sure that you like and subscribe. There's going to be more videos like real videos coming out about body armor, the legal ramifications, interviews with other members or other leaders of different events throughout the nation, and obviously general preparedness. Bob, no problem. Yeah, that's going to be about it. If you want to support the channel, there are links below. Patreon is always the best way to do it. I do Patreon every day, guys. I do Patreon every day. So that's going to be about it for this live stream. And as usual, stay safe. Have a great day, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye.